Hello everyone, my name is T, and today I wanted to make a video that's kind of in the vein of videos I've made in the past, and this is about modding, and I mainly wanted to do this just for the sake of complete transparency, and just to show what I and most top-level runners in 5th gen games are doing. First and foremost, I want to say that I'm using the term top-level runners, even though I don't consider myself to be a top-level 5th gen runner. Monster Hunter Rise doesn't have a lot of competitions, especially on the gunner side, and I only use guns in 5th gen. Maybe in base Rise you could have considered me a top-level runner, but I don't, because there's really not a lot of competition, and the actual top-level runners aren't really actually playing the game because they didn't really like it. So I have my Monster Hunter Rise folder right here. You can see Steam Apps Common, Monster Hunter Rise. I'll be going over all of the mods that I use and explaining why I use them. Before I start that, though, I want to say I don't think that this is cheating. And most of the people and most actual runners whose opinions are, the ones that actually matter in this situation, a casual speedrun viewer who doesn't actually do runs and isn't a member of the speedrunning community, and even to an extent somebody who maybe does speedruns here or there but is nowhere close to the top level, their opinions don't really matter to most people, including myself, in this situation. It's just, if you're not a part of something, you're allowed to have opinions on it, but it doesn't mean that your opinions matter. I also want to say that I believe Nintendo Switch runs to be really the only legitimate form of speedruns in Monster Hunter, for Rise at least, as I feel about emulator in older games on the PSP, which I know that there are people who do emulator runs and they're not cheating, they're doing it legitimately, they've been doing it for a long time. That's fine. I feel the same way about console runs in Monster Hunter World, but PC is where the true optimization and grinding happens. This isn't to say that PC runs are inherently better than console runs, even though they are, better quality of life, things like that, just better controls, better performance generally. But this isn't to say that Switch runners are bad. I don't think that you can make a comparison between Switch and PC runs, which is why I'm fine with myself and the rest of the community using these mods. And I will say right here, pretty much everybody here in the community, at least near the top level, uses all the same mods that I do. Some people don't edit charms, some people don't edit augments. I don't do runs with augments anymore. I think that the augment system is busted, so I don't even have to worry about editing them because I don't do them. I might roll some augments later and try them out just for fun, but yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way. I think that Switch runs are held to a higher standard than PC runs, and I think that because of the benefits that you have running on PC, being able to minimize RNG, being able to get the best gear at against astronomical odds, makes it so they're not the same category. They're not the same thing. If you are a person who only views Switch runs as legitimate, I think that's a very fair and valid point, and to a certain extent I agree with you. Alright, so I want to show you real quick. This right here, this direct input 8.dll is just a thing that allows the RE framework mod to work. RE framework is pretty much a prerequisite for every other mod. This pack file, I don't actually know what it is. I'd have to check Nexus mods. I'm pretty sure this is just like a visual thing, not actually a thing, but the real mods are in the RE framework folder. So here in auto run, you'll see all of the things that I have, and I think RE2VR, yeah, this is these are Resident Evil 2 things. Some things are not for some things are Resident Evil things. This is all of that, but just ignore the things that say RE2 or RE4 or RE8 in front of them. Those aren't relevant for Monster Hunter. So the first one is the Anomaly Investigations Editor. I don't like the anomaly system, but I would like to run some special investigations in level 300 anomalies. I don't have the time to grind out dozens of hours to get a bunch of different monsters up to level 300 and get the anomaly investigations, so this mod just allows you to edit anomaly investigation quests into the game. That's just a time-saving measure. You don't really get any real benefit other than time saving from that. AutoQuest. AutoQuest is really useful. It allows you, basically, if you reset, you immediately go back into the game, and it immediately posts and goes on the quest for you. Again, it's just a time-saving measure. BTH, what is this one? Okay, that's funny. BTH is the old name of the mod, Better Than Hanging. It's the fast return mod, which allows you to skip the ending timer, which is, again, just a time-saving measure. Skip Dongo Song, I don't even use because I use Auto Dongo, but that one just automatically skips the Dongo Song, another time-saving measure. This folder is for Resident Evil games. This is not useful. This VR folder is also for Resident Evil games. So this is the Anomaly Investigator. It goes with the folder there. Auto Dango basically allows you to automatically eat upon posting a quest. I use it in conjunction with Auto Quest, so I always have my food. Auto Quest again, Better Than Hanging. Fixed Spawn Area. This allows me to choose the spawn, not the subspawn. I still grind for subspawns, even though I commissioned that mod from Pexty so long ago to actually set subspawns. It's, I don't mind grinding for subspawns. It allows me to see what I can do with different spawns, and I actually kind of like it. Sometimes you find out things by going for a spawn or subspawn that not other people go in their runs, and somebody might have missed something optimal. So I don't actually like running with the subspawn mod, and I never really have. Fixed Enemy Scale. This is a mod that allows me to basically fix monsters to be their max size for like Pierce element runs and stuff. Again, another time-saving thing. I could grind for all these things. I could grind for best spawn, lowest HP, but since I'm on PC and everybody else is using the mods, why bother, right? Improved inputs. This is one I'm going to spend a little bit more time talking about because I feel like a lot of people are going to be kind of not agreeing with a lot of the things, but you have to understand it from a top player perspective. People do long grind sessions after work or after school, 5 or 6 hours before they go to bed. This is basically here to prevent repetitive strain injury. A lot of speedrunning communities allow the use of turbo in their games. A lot don't. Button mashing, unless the game is literally about button mashing, like domination in Mario Party, is not really a skill. I mean, it is a skill that you can do, but it is a skill that can definitely hurt your health. And I, as a person, when I was running Monster Hunter Rise RTA back on the Switch, was a person who had my physical health completely fucking ruined by button mashing, because you weren't allowed to use turbo. But it's fine. You follow the rules. We don't really subscribe to any particular rule set, and everybody else uses it. So basically, what improved inputs does is it just forces the game to. It doesn't force the game to do something that it normally couldn't. It basically, if you're holding down left click, it forces the game to fire on the first possible frame. So it's not creating an impossible scenario. It just makes it so you don't have to mash left click the entire run, which is not a skill. This is used in both Rise and Iceborne and has been for a very long time. Every top level runner and even mid level runners use it. Even on Switch, people use Turbo or Arduinos or whatever in order to achieve the fastest possible fire rate. This is nothing new. Lowest HP forces the monster to have the lowest legal HP spawn. Again, something you could grind for. This is just for visual mods. That doesn't work. That doesn't matter. No map Zaco. I don't actually use this. Really. I was messing around. Some people do runs. This is the small monster nuke mod from Base Rise. It still works here. I don't use it. It's just here because I've used it before. I take this out before doing runs. You can see in some of my runs that I've done in the past few weeks, there are Bullfango on the map, and there are other small monsters on the map that are getting in the way. I might have accidentally used it in my most recent Nargacuga run, but if it does, I'll just delete the run and redo it. Rise Tweaks is just something that allows this allows Rise Tweaks to work. This allows cutscenes to be displayed in more than 30 FPS, because 30 FPS in this game looks absolutely terrible. You can tell me to go outside all you want. I literally look at 30 FPS in this game and look how bad the frame pacing is and want to vomit. So this is all I do. All I use for this is to uncap the frame rate on cutscenes. Show all armors. This is when I think I get this when Primordial Xeno came out, and I couldn't be bothered actually learning the fight to do more runs. I just wanted to test everything out immediately. I've since done the fight legitimately, obviously. It's not a very hard fight, and it's actually a pretty fun one. The Skip Dongo Song, VIP Dongo Ticket. This is the last one. Basically, this guarantees that if you're using a VIP ticket that your skill proc chances are 100%. Again, another time saving measure. So you can see here that all of the mods that I use, except for No Zako on map, which could arguably be a time saving mod as well, are just time saving mods. And I don't even use this mod. I'm just going to move it out there anyways because I'm not going to be using it. But yeah, I only use time saving mods. I'll use like let me go back here. Plugins. I forgot about this. Rise Charm Editor. I edited a charm. I didn't even edit in the best charm for my sets. I just edited a charm on par with one of my other friend runners, Vicarious or Cell. I just edited basically the same charm that he was using in his runs on Switch, and that's what I've been using in runs on PC. I don't plan on editing any more charms into the game, and also, just giving myself a full stack of items so I don't have to manually grind for them. I've been playing Monster Hunter probably like 60,000 hours since 2009. I've played through all of the games legitimately, including Rise, grinding everything normally. I only play Rise to do speedruns, therefore I don't see the point, and I don't really get anything out of going and gathering materials and things like that. So I just use that. Is there anything else here? No, that looks to be about it. So now I just kind of want to talk about why runners use mods on PC, and I think the reason is that it just became the culture to use mods, and obviously what I use, other people use different mods. Other people may use all the mods that I do, and then some runners may use no mods, some runners may use mods that I don't use, and some of the mods that I do. I think I probably already said that, but you know what I mean. It really is all up to the player. We kind of have a firm handshake agreement that certain mods you don't use. You don't modify the monster's AI. You don't modify things like damage or spare shot procs, and I showed you my mods folder. There's nothing like that in there, and with damage numbers, it's pretty easy to tell that damage isn't modified, but yeah. It just became the culture in 5th gen to use mods and to remove RNG. I'm still a very old boomer. The worst I use is edited legal charms in GU, and that's the worst I'm ever gonna do. If someone came out with mods for doing literally anything in GU, I'd probably just stop running the game because I've had a good run with that, and it's what I want to keep it as. I want to keep the purity of my runs in older games intact to the extent that I want to keep them, but when you're running on PC, you kind of have to adapt to what everybody else is doing. And what everybody else was doing on Switch was basically what I was doing, doing what everybody else on PC is doing. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the little ramble. Maybe not enjoyed, but I hope I was able to provide a little bit of insight. If you disagree with anything I said, feel free to disagree. Don't comment about it, though, because I don't really care. I feel like my stance here is set, and you're not really going to change my mind. But yeah, bye, guys.